Hello, welcome to my channel, Earth Stars. I'm Nova 2 Serious. This is where I broadcast my information and life in general. And yeah, this is where I channel my energy here on my channel. And I thank you guys for tuning in to watch. Without further ado, let's get this video started. Look, I'm not just here to blame anybody. I am also here to describe my experiences with these bodies, these entities that have my likeness inside of their, outcome or inside of their benefits. My likeness has a lot to do with someone else's benefit when I don't utilize my American rights. So, as I start to try to utilize my American rights, because before I was just a little boy, I was baby boy, I was running around like, I gotta get this money, I gotta take care of the family, I gotta take care of the people that I love. They gonna take care of me, I gotta do things, to maneuver and have my own. So I was doing those things, and then also, like, people make mistakes. I made mistakes, and not saying that those mistakes were like the life defining. Not that I have like felony or anything like that. What I'm saying is those mistakes were completely avoidable when it comes to how me being able to express myself wasn't allowed. Like, the conflicts that I encountered were all based off of the lack thereof that someone didn't want to give me. Yeah, and I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not. What I'm looking for is the American culture that they said exists. When I say that this American culture that exists is a culture that is supposed to help Americans thrive, that's what I'm pointing at. Because, like, how is it that I am a taxpayer without residency, without actual employment, and then when I go for those two, it's so difficult to even maintain or even start those things. It's so difficult to even be able to, continue to financially, like, afford just that in general as an individual. And what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not saying that I'm being targeted. I'm just saying that this is coercion to the fullest. Like me saying that I don't want to buy a corporation's product is to them possibly harassment or discrimination. It's possibly me having a difference against them and trying to stop them, when really that's not the case. I just have my own opinions, and my own opinions have gotten me here. My own opinions have gotten me to a point in life where I'm in control, but everything that I do has no real value, has no real, like, grounding, because of my lack of grounding. When I've been trying to ground myself, I've been trying to, consistently make money, but having 5 different jobs every year doesn't change that. And me, like, being the man that I am, speaking on things the way that I speak, like, I shouldn't have to fight or ball up a fist in order for me to be able to get that. And that's what I'm trying to say. They want to push people like myself, or, like, people that have an assertiveness about themselves. They want to push those people to aggression. So these are my aggressions. These are my transgressions. This is where I'm transferring my aggressions into. This is what is being witnessed right here. So when it comes to coercion, you're going to be seeing a lot more transgression in response to aggressions. And my ability to be myself has to do with how I approach my situations. And that's why I'm making this playlist, so that I can document my approach in the situations that I go through from my perspective, because there are always other prying eyes that look to benefit or gain off of, things that I choose to do in my life, the things that, other, like, my child would choose to do in their life. And it has a lot to do with where we put our money, when we make our money, how we live economically. And that's why I'm talking about coercion, because I'm not saying that I'm being targeted by one specific. I'm not saying I'm being targeted by two people. I'm not saying I'm being targeted by a group of people. But I'm saying that there are targets that are random, right? They're random, and the stuff that I've been going through. Luckily, I'm able to articulate those things. Luckily, I'm able to talk about the time that I almost got, kidnapped, the times that I went into a workplace and got fired because of, work that I had no responsibility over. Like, there's so many times where I went to school, and not the teachers, but like there are like the people that have been inside of these areas for long periods of times, up to years at times, are the ones that's manipulating me. And it just don't make sense to me. Like, how is there any real protection and the criminals get the protection? How am I supposed to protect myself against a criminal other than defense? And I'm not being assaulted every day. Well, not physically at least. And that's all I'm trying to say. Like, there's something going on. And I want to document my life so that I can display this coercion full force. Full force, because that's all it is. Somebody telling me what I need to do and how I need to do it. Period. That's what Mississippi doing. That's all they care about. Is if you're doing what they want you to do. That's it. It's not a real place. It's not a real place. It's an emotional, like, cesspool. It's a cesspool full of emotional characters that have money and don't even know how to make themselves happy. And when they do use that money to make themselves happy, it's like they still have to watch other people suffer at that expense. It's predatorial. It's domestic. It's devilish. It's possessive. It's literally everything that the Bible speaks on, but ignores in reality. So,